Welcome back to Coder Beans. In part 4 of our DOM manipulation in JavaScript series, we're delving into the dynamic world of web development. Join us as we explore key topics like adding and removing elements, insert before element, manipulating inline styles, getting computed styles, and the fascinating world of transition and animation. Number 4. Adding and removing elements. You can create new elements and add them to the DOM or remove existing elements. Here's a complete example demonstrating how to add and remove HTML elements using JavaScript, along with explanations for each part of the code. Suppose you have the following HTML. In the HTML file, we have a simple structure with a container dev element, element container, and two buttons, a add element and a remove element. Write this code in the index.html file. Give it a title. Adding and removing elements example. In the body tag, create a h1 tag. Adding and removing elements. Create an empty dev element like this with the ID element container. This is an empty container. In this dev tag, JavaScript will create, add, and remove an element. Now we will add two buttons with ID add button like this, and remove button like this. Now create a script tag with a src as script.js. Now create a script.js JavaScript file. Add this code in script.js file. We start by getting references to the buttons and the element container using document.getElement by ID. Get references to the buttons and the element container by this code. Const add button equals document.getElement by ID add button. Const remove button equals document.getElement by ID remove button. Const element container equals document.getElement by ID element container. We define two functions, add element and remove element. This code is a function to add a new element. Function add element. Const new element equals document.createElement dev. New element.class name equals added element. New element.text content equals newly added element. Element container.append child new element. Console.log new element. This will output a dev tag, dev class equals a added element, newly added element in the console. Add element creates a new dev element, assigns a class name added element, sets its text content, and appends it to the element container. This is code of a function to remove the last added element. Function remove element. Const added elements equals element container. Get elements by class name added element. Const last element equals added elements.length 1. Remove element selects the last element with the class added element and removes it from the element container. If last element container.remove child last element. This code will add a click event listener to the Add Element button. Add button. Add event listener, click Add Element. We add click event listeners to the Add Element and a Remove Element buttons. This code will add a click event listener to the Remove Element button. Remove button. Add event listener, click Remove Element. When the Add Element button is clicked, it calls Add Element, and when the Remove Element button is clicked, it calls Remove Element. Now, when you open index.html in a web browser, you can click the Add Element button to add new dev elements with the class added element to the container, and you can click the Remove Element button to remove the last added element. This example demonstrates how to dynamically add and remove elements from the DOM using JavaScript. Click on Go Live in VS Code to open index.html in the browser. You will see this in the browser. You see we have a heading adding and removing elements and two buttons Add Element and Remove Element. Right-click on Browser screen and click on Inspect from the drop-down list. Click on Console tab to open the console. Now click on Add Element button. You will see a dev tag with a class added element is created. Now click on Remove Element button and refresh your browser. You will see the dev tag is now removed from the console. Number 5. Insert before element. Here's an example demonstrating how to insert elements in different positions using the Insert Before method in JavaScript. Create an index.html file and write this code in index.html file. Title it Inserting Elements Example. In the body tag write h1 tag inserting elements. Create an unordered list UL tag. In UL tag write two line item li tags. Item 1, item 2. Write for button tags like this. Button ID equals o insert before button, insert new item before item 1 / button. Button ID equals o insert after button, insert new item after item 1 / button. Button ID equals o insert first button, insert new item as the first item / button. Button ID equals o insert last button, insert new item as the last item / button. Create a script tag like this. Script src equals a script.js / script. Create a script.js file and write this code in script.js file. This code will get references to the buttons and the list. Const insert before button equals document.get element by ID, insert before button. Const insert after button equals document.get element by ID, insert after button. Const insert first button equals document.get element by ID, insert first button. Const insert last button equals document.get element by ID, insert last button. Const mylist equals document.get element by ID, mylist. This code is a function to insert an item before a specific element. Function insert before item. Create a new list item. Const new item equals document.createElement, li. New item.text content equals new item. This code will get the reference to the existing item, item 3. Const reference item equals mylist.querySelector, li, nth child, 1. Select the first li element. Console.log reference item. This code will insert the new item before the reference item. Mylist.insert before new item, reference item. This code is a function to insert an item after a specific element. Function insert after item. Create a new list item. Const new item equals document.createElement, li. New item.text content equals new item. This code will get the reference to the existing item, item 2. Const reference item equals mylist.querySelector, li, nth child, 2. This code will insert the new item after the reference item. Reference item.parent element. Insert before new item, reference item.next element sibling. This code is a function to insert an item as the first child. Function insert as first item. This code will create a new list item. Const new item equals document.createElement, li. New item.text content equals new item. This code will insert the new item as the first child of the list. Mylist.insert before new item, mylist.firstElement child. This code is a function to insert an item as the last child. Function insert as last item. This code will create a new list item. Const new item equals document.createElement, li. New item.text content equals new item. This code will insert the new item as the last child of the list. Mylist.append child new item. This code will add click event listeners to the buttons. Insert before button.add event listener, click, insert before item. Insert after button.add event listener, click, insert after item. Insert first button.add event listener, click, insert as first item. Insert last button.add event listener, click, insert as last item. You will see an output in browser like this. Inserting elements. To list items. Item 1, item 2. For buttons. Insert new item before item 1. Insert new item after item 1. Insert new item as the first item. Insert new item as the last item. Click on Insert new item before item 1 button. You will see new item is added before item 1. Click on Insert new item after item 1 button. You will see new item is added after item 1. Click on Insert new item as the first item button. You will see new item is added at the beginning of the list. Click on Insert new item as the last item button. You will see new item is added at the end of the list. Ready to elevate your JavaScript game? Subscribe to Coder Beans now and stay tuned for more insightful content on DOM manipulation and web development. Let's code together.